Hello, it is day two of camp. I'm in a weird mood. Okay, so it's 4 p.m. this time. So this morning I wrote for 2 hours. I wrote 993 words, so almost the same amount of words as yesterday. I did finish that scene that I was working on from yesterday, so I finished that and I feel better about it. It was a fun scene to write between my character Paul and his love interest. I started already to do some world building. I think I'm gonna work on that for a little while and maybe go back to writing because whatever. It is what it is. I'll show you what I've done. Alright, so back on my Trello, I did some reorganization. This is my Soulmark one that I'm not really working on right now, so I just moved that to the side. And then Psychic Whip one is still the same. The world building, I actually started adding the stuff that I still need to do. I moved stuff over that I've already done. I had already worked on all of these covens that I was supposed to fill in, and so right now I'm working on the last section of them, I guess. So I still have just 2 left for this section, so I should be able to get that done pretty quickly, and then that means I'm done with the covens basically, even though like I still have this one, but that one's like an after effect of one of the other storylines, so it's kind of like one coven being split into 2 is what happens. You know who's involved in this one. I just have to do the page for it, I guess, at this point. And then I added what I have to do for the wolf packs, which I'm not exactly sure yet. When I finish that, that's what I'm going to be working on next. And then I do have vampire characters and guildkin, which are kind of the hunters in my world. Angels, reapers, those are just general things. The Fae courts that I've already started, like I wrote some out when I was designing my wiki, and then these are certain sections that I need to actually like narrow down and define and maybe put like Pinterest pictures accordingly if I can. The wardens and their fellows, and the gods and their emissaries, which all have to do with the Fae and the covens. So it's a lot of crossover, but I'm kind of enjoying that, and it'll be fun to try to work on like the werewolves and vampires, which haven't gotten as much attention from me as like the covens over here. So yes, I'm still working on this and my Psychic Whip stuff. Hopefully I will be able to get some more done, and we'll figure out if I can finish up my coven stuff. All done with one. Well, mostly. Not all of them have names, so I'm not exactly done, but yes, some of them are really short and I appreciate that, and then some of them have like 12 characters. So yay! Okay, here are my covens, mostly done. Some of them have like question marks and stuff next to them, but that's just because that means I need to add information to them. So each one of these has like lots of characters sometimes. So, and I know who they are and what they're doing, but I have to fill out all that stuff. And like, yes. So I'm having fun though, like filling out the characters. So that's what I'm doing. So I finished the covens for the most part. I at least have pages made and started. Next, I made the pages for these. I went through my notes, basically. And there are more packs. I kind of narrowed it down to the ones who have important stories and who will definitely be seen in some of the stories I'm planning on working on, basically. I narrowed it down to a few of the packs that I know for sure that we will see. So I still have to put like pictures in if I can find pictures that I think work, and maybe a little bit of information because some of these are important, you know, like I'd like to know where they cross over with the covens and whatever other stories. So I still have to work on filling these out, but I at least made the pages. Not done yet, but started. We're good. We're doing good. Okay, so I'm having fun doing my world building and using Trello to help organize what I need to do. I'm actually liking it a little bit more than I thought. It wasn't entirely working for me before, but I love how the lighting finally fixed itself. I'm liking the Trello now. Not necessarily something I use like every day all the time. I still do a lot of my like recording of stuff on paper. But I am liking it, and I really like this wiki that I use, the SlimWiki, just because you create your own pages, you do what you want. It's fine. I'm liking it. I'm having fun building this wiki for my characters. I really like it. Alright, it is 6:45. I thought it was a little bit earlier than that, but No, no it wasn't. Okay, I've been working on that for a little while, but I made good progress. Done with the covens for the most part. Kind of started prepping for working on the werewolf pages, which will probably take me the rest of the week if I'm being honest, like for how long it takes me to get my shit together. Could keep working on that, but I actually feel like going back to writing, and we'll see how much I can get done. And I've kind of already been checking in with my cabin again. Like I'm making the effort to talk to people this time, and I really like my cabin mates. I don't think I follow everybody yet, so I'm trying to make an effort to make sure I actually follow everybody. Most of the people I already know and follow, but some new ones, and I love finding new author tubers and writers to make friends with. I love that part of camp and nanos in general, just meeting new writerly friends. Yes, that's what I like. I think I already know what scene I'm gonna work on next, thanks to my Trello board. Yeah, looking forward to it. We'll see what I can get done.
We get lost, we can get high, because me gone, I feel alive. Anywhere, anyway, I will love you. We rule the world, just you and I. Just let me down, we walk the line.
Hello everybody, it's 10:30. I'm tired. I'm a mess. Yes, I realize this. I've done nothing in the last 2 hours, so I wrote 470 words in the last 2 hours. Yeah, it was actually a really short scene that I was working on, so like it's fine. It's one of the areas that I was kind of struggling with in the puzzle pieces, so I was like looking at my Trello and looking at like my kind of plan. I used some placeholders in places because I just didn't feel like writing that scene right now, or like researching to write that scene, so I skipped it. I wrote what I could, so it ended up being a relatively short scene. So like that scene's done, but then I was going to keep writing because it was the same character's perspective, but I realized that I think I have to move it. Like I move it down a couple, I don't know, because I don't usually have the same character narrating twice in a row. They do alternate. I was like, oh no, okay. So I spent quite a bit of time of that last 2 hours figuring that out, figuring out what I wanted to do with that scene, you know? I did figure it out, I think. So it'll be okay. It'll be okay, I guess. We'll see. We'll see tomorrow. I'm really tired right now, but yeah. So I kind of wrapped up, not on a great level, like, you know, just a meager, well, but okay, but I wrote earlier today, so I wrote 993 words. So overall today I wrote 1,463 words. That's actually pretty good considering. Okay, I feel pretty good about that. It's been like a week or so since I've been in this story. It's good that like I'm able to jump in and figure things out, realize when I need to puzzle piece things together, and just step back for a minute and go, do I write this scene right now, or do I figure something else out? Today I wrote what I could. I think that scene's pretty much done. I don't know what else I could do with it, even though it is short, like just a little over a page. It was important, it needed to happen. And then on like my scene list that I wrote down, I don't know why, like I had something written down that I was like, is that even a separate scene? I don't think it's going to be. I don't know if that's the next scene I write, or I don't know what I'm gonna do, because sometimes I write them and then I look and I'm just like, oh, okay, let me move you down 4 pages, because I wasn't paying attention, I guess, to what I've already written, what I've already like puzzle pieced around and moved. And I've taken a lot out and put placeholders in for the scenes where I thought they would go, basically, out of my messy outline. That's kind of what I did first, is that when I took out like 10,000 words, I put in placeholders for the certain things that I knew I was going to be adding new scenes, and then I got to a certain point, so I was like, okay, here's a big chunk that I'm going to be rewriting, combining lots of sections into one, taking out a bunch of sections because they no longer needed to be there. They're not important. And because of a plot that's been happening now with my third character, Paul, there's more stuff that needs to be added now. So I thought I was gonna be mostly just condensing, and instead I'm doing that, but that scene stuff that I'm taking out, I'm basically replacing it with something else plot related. So it's not really gonna work out, like, for me word count wise the way I thought. I'm back up to 196,000 words. I know I'm gonna get back up to 200 1,000. I know that before I'm done with these revisions. I don't really know what to do. I guess I'll figure that out. All I can do is keep writing and fixing the timeline and plot stuff that I want to fix until I get to the end. Like, that's really all I can do. See what I can do about the word count in future drafts, because there still are things that I need to add and that I am already aware of at this point. Like, I've already made notes about it for things to tie in throughout the story, because I realized that I forgot about things again. So I love it. I'm tired. It's been a long day. I feel like I haven't done a lot, but I'm a mess now, so okay, I did pretty good today. I did 2, 4, 6 hours, so I doubled my camp goal again. So that puts me like a couple days ahead of my goal, and I am really happy about that, because that's what I'm talking about. Oh, and I forgot to say, so I got new stickers for camp. They're from the dollar store. They're just like the stars and hearts that I have, but these ones are like little ribbons. They're really cute, so I thought that would be cute for camp. Like awards, little awards. I'm basically giving myself one for every day that I do meet my camp goal. Yesterday and today I did 6 hours each day, and technically my goal is 3 hours a day, so I've exceeded my goal both days. So it puts me ahead, which is good, because I know there's going to be days going on next week and the week after where all my doctor appointments are going to start picking up again. Because I want to do a daily writing habit though, like I'm gonna try my best to keep up with what's happening. I'd like to at least get an hour in on those days, because I know I'll be tired, but I'd like to at least try. You know, this is me trying. I'm using these for motivation, and I guess I'm gonna plan on continuing to work like ahead of my goal while I can, since I know who knows what's gonna be happening near the middle and end of the month. That's basically where I'm at. We'll see how it goes tomorrow. I don't know that I'll be able to do 6 hours again, but the three writing sessions is pretty good. That's what was my original intention, but I'm not so sure. I think right now, when I'm only working on 2 projects, I might go back to just doing 2 writing sessions and just seeing how that goes. All right, I will update you guys tomorrow on day 3. Bye. Hello everybody, it is the 3rd of Camp NaNoWriMo. This marker is just refusing to work now. It's irritating me. Anyway, I just got back from chiropractor, and I am really regretting life. No, my neck and back are just really hurting now, so it's a good thing I already got some writing done today. I did, let me check, I wrote 516 words from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. It's kind of like yesterday where I was writing a short scene. I ended up needing to rearrange stuff again. That's kind of what I was doing for most of those hours. Like, I wrote a pretty quick scene. I was just kind of done, and then I was like, well, where is this going? And I did still put some placeholders in for a couple things, but it was mostly just a short dialogue, like a revelation of information, and kind of just trying to progress what I have going on, and I guess make up for the fact that I had some placeholders yesterday. I only had like a itty bitty placeholder this time. I'm hoping that the one I worked on today and yesterday were from Kane's point of view. I guess I've been having a little bit more trouble with his storyline right now, just because I was focusing so much on fixing Paul's story, because in the first draft his was focused almost entirely near the end, going towards the climax of the story. Then I needed to spread it out and actually tie it through the rest of the book. So that's what I've been focusing a lot on in this draft, along with fixing the timeline that I decided to just mess up for whatever reason. I did it though, so I'm fixing it. Now, because Paul's plot is kind of, it's not contradicting Kane's plot, it's just that he's kind of doing Kane's job. Where Emily just is in denial like this entire book. Like, she's very passive for the majority of the book, just sticking her head in the sand whenever possible, and Kane has the rough job of like pulling her into the plot. He is almost in denial as well, just because he's coming at this whole situation in this book from the opposite angle of Emily. and then Paul is kind of swooping in. His plot is very separate from the other two, so it's kind of weird in that respect that I have two of the protagonists, their story is so involved together, and then Paul is off doing his own thing. He's kind of going under the radar of like Kane and his people, even though he's not so much under the radar. It's just kind of funny. It's something for me to think about, that in adjusting Paul's plot I actually need to do work on Kane's as well. So that's why these two scenes that I wrote yesterday and today, the short scenes, just they're not even filler, like they're important. It's just I was trying to figure out a way to push his plot forward. It's rough because now I realize that I forgot about one of the characters. That's what's making me go, oh no. So I'm having trouble with that because in this draft I forgot to thread that through, and I took out a lot of scenes with him. At one point he was a narrating point of view character, so I took all that out, folded that into other scenes, and I guess from there, like, I just kind of I forgot to make sure that he was threaded through without his point of view, and I didn't do that, and that has an effect on Kane's plot. So now I'm trying to like piece it together towards the end so that I will be able to go back and fix it in the next draft, but it's piecing it together for me, going like imagining what I will write in the next draft to fix it basically, and trying to like pick up from where I'm at and just go, okay, I'm starting the thread from here, and let me just imagine what I will have written. This is a ride, let me tell you. So I got that done, but I am very tired and sore, so I might just work on some world building. And since I did finish working on the covens, I am looking forward to starting on the Wolfpack characters. So I did start pages, like I made the pages, but now I need to go rummaging through my Pinterest and putting faces to names and writing down as much information and plot details that I have for those characters. I'm gonna try to do that and hopefully get those done the rest of the week. If I work for an hour or two, like, I can get a number of those pages done. I don't know why it takes me so long. I think it's the hunting for photos and putting the photos on the wiki. Like, I don't know. I don't need to be doing that, but it makes me feel protective sometimes. Like, I'm kind of getting to know the characters when I do this. I like it. Alright, I will check back in after I've done some stuff.
Go run, I'll take a shot for you. Give me your love, give me love, never let you go. Give me your love, give me love, never let you go. Give me your love.
And I was like, oh, so just considering. I love writing books. It's so much fun. It's not confusing or frustrating at all, ever. No.